Lateral side or the peroneal compartment deals with the lateral fascial compartment of the leg and its contents. Boundaries. It is bounded anteriorly by anterior intermuscular septum, posteriorly by posterior intermuscular septum, medially by lateral surface of the fibula, and laterally by deep fascia. Contents. Muscles. Peroneus longus and peroneus brevis. Nerve. Superficial peroneal nerve. Artery. Peroneal branch of the posterior tibial artery, which appears in this compartment after piercing the flexor hallucis longus and posterior intermuscular septum. Vein. It drains into the short saphenous vein. Peroneal retinacula. The peroneal retinacula are two thick bands of deep fascia on the lateral side of ankle, which keep the long tendons of peroneus longus and peroneus brevis in position and act as pulley for them. Superior peroneal retinaculum. The superior peroneal retinaculum is a thickened fibrous band of deep fascia situated just behind the lateral malleolus. Attachments. Anteriorly, it is attached to the back of the lateral malleolus. Posteriorly, it is attached to the lateral surface of the calcaneum and superficial transverse fascial septum of the leg. Relations. The tendons of both peroneus longus and peroneus brevis lie deep to this retinaculum in a single compartment, where tendon of peroneus longus lies superficial to the tendon of peroneus brevis. Both these tendons are enclosed in a common synovial sheath. Inferior peroneal retinaculum. The inferior peroneal retinaculum is a thickened fibrous band of deep fascia situated antero-inferior to the lateral malleolus. Attachments. Superiorly, it is attached to the anterior part of the superior surface of the calcaneum. Inferiorly, it is attached to the lateral surface of the calcaneum. In between, it is attached to the peroneal trochlea, thus forming two loops, each for the tendon of peroneus brevis and peroneus longus. Relations. The tendon of both the muscles, peroneus brevis and peroneus longus, passes through superior and inferior loop of inferior retinaculum respectively. Each tendon is enclosed in a separate synovial sheath. Muscles. Peroneus longus. It is bipinnate in upper part and unipinnate in lower part. Origin. From the upper two-thirds of the peroneal surface of the fibula, from the adjacent surface of the lateral condyle of tibia across the superior tibiofibular joint and the adjoining intermuscular septa. Insertion. The muscle converges below to form a long tendon that lies superficial to the tendon of peroneus brevis and lodges in a groove behind the lateral malleolus. Both the tendons pass beneath the superior peroneal retinaculum and possess a common synovial sheath. Finally, the tendon is inserted into the inferolateral surface of the base of the first metatarsal bone and adjacent medial cuneiform bones. Nerve supply. From the superficial peroneal nerve. Actions. It is an averter of foot. On prolonged action, it is a plantar flexor of foot. It maintains the lateral longitudinal arch of foot by acting as a sling from above. It maintains the transverse arch of foot. Peroneus brevis. Origin. It is a bipennate muscle that arises from the lower two-thirds of the peroneal surface of fibula and from the adjoining intermuscular septa. In the middle third of fibula, its origin lies in front of peroneus longus. Insertion. The muscle converges below to form a long tendon that lies on its dorsal side to the tendon of peroneus longus and lodges in a groove behind the lateral malleolus. Finally, it is inserted in the tubercle at the base of the fifth metatarsal bone. Nerve supply. From the superficial peroneal nerve. Actions. It acts as an averter of foot and maintains the lateral longitudinal arch. Superficial peroneal nerve. Origin. It arises from the superficial division of common peroneal nerve on the lateral side of neck of fibula and lies deep to the peroneus longus. Extent and course. The nerve passes downward between peroneus longus and peroneus brevis and pierces the deep fascia between the upper two-thirds and lower third of leg and becomes superficial to supply dorsum of foot. Branches. Motor branches to peroneus longus and brevis. Cutaneous branches. The nerve divides into medial and lateral branches to supply skin of dorsum of foot, which supplies majority of skin on the dorsum of foot, excluding web space between hallux and second digit, that is, deep peroneal nerve, and anterolateral aspect of distal one-third of leg.